seconds.
Hi, I'm DataKidd and I'm going to break down Your Love that's out now on my Busted Speakers EP. The way I went about making this track was to do the vocals first because this was originally part of a sample challenge from She. I'm going to show you the first 9 bars before we get into the main section of the intro, and I'm going to break it down. Alrighty, so this was a reverb tail that I reversed, and I had to fade this in with this here, which is the only reason why is because of that click, and if I don't have that there, it's gonna click hard and it's not gonna sound great. This right here is a combination of Kepler Starlight preset and Serum, which is just a saw wave MG low. That's it. Kepler has reverb, standard, and crumble, which gives it a little granular feel and sound. It's a really good sounding granular because it has a little shimmering in the high end, and I'm actually really happy about that, you know. Serum just has a patcher, which is just my dirt and grime patcher. It consists of a lot of free plugins and a lot of fruity formula controllers. I haven't opened this in a while. Alrighty, so this is where the main motif and sample comes in.
I got nothing to lose with your love, your love. I got nothing to prove with my heart, my heart.
And that's basically it shifted 3 semitones. It's basically the same thing pitched up 12, like a whole octave and an octave down, octave up. The way I process this is through a different chain altogether. The way this works is it's a vocal chain. This doesn't come into play till later, if I recall. Yeah. So we don't have to worry about this. It's only in the build up. Does it ever get used? Soothe, for the obvious reason of soothing vocals. Simple thing. We also have a basic EQ before the vocal enhancer. We'll get into that soon. It's basically cutting out anything below 100 hertz, and then it'll just do like a little dip around the treble area, so it isn't like very harsh around there. I think this fruity filter is, I don't know where this shows up, probably just there. Now we got the vocal enhancer that I made, which is a combination of just a doubler, a reverb, a delay, a compressor, limiter, saturator, and a noise gate. I think this carries the sound a lot because it's just basic stuff. It's fruity balance, fruity limiter, fruity delay, fruity compressor, all going in a formula controller. Really simple stuff. I love it a lot. By the way, as of recording this, I've put them out not too long ago on my Patreon. So if you want to get those, just sign up. I'm trying to revive it. As the one plug of the day, there's just a regular compressor and a limiter. It goes into the audio side chain a little bit and then to the pre-master as is. It isn't getting hit as hard, but it's there just in case I need it. Really, it's there because in the bass chain, the kick is playing as well. This is my hi-hat from my first ever sample pack. I think it's Ultimate Bass Distortion. That sample pack is like
$20.
So these drums right here. This is the Akuma Dead Laptop kick, and I really enjoyed it. And I put some filters on it. The build up, it gets filtered. This is here because filtering it, this hi-hat is just reverbed. And that's it. It's from my Ultimate Bass Distortion sample pack, which is on Gumroad. 300 samples I picked from them. I find it to be a really good hi-hat, so I picked it. And then this clap is also from the same sample pack. Same with this clap right here. It only needs reverb. We got a lot to talk about within these first 4 bars. This is where the meat of the song is. It's the drop. We're going to start with this first part right here. So, most of this is from the sub. But this is just taking out the high end, getting distortion fold back, another one, both at a high drive, high bias, and then wave shaper. And then this is just here to add body to it. It's in here. You barely hear it. This is where the meat happens. And yeah, it's a lot of processing. Let's start with the first chain. It is a distortion, fold back, bias, and drive up about like 6 decibels. Hard saturation and sub. Because it's getting really distorted, I needed to cut out some specifically in here and then boost up the lows and dim the highs. I could have easily simplified this process, but honestly, just doing it in real time and being like, okay, this sounds okay. If I take this out, no, I have to redo all this. I don't know how I work. About 15 dB drive with a bias of 100 here. A regular wave shaper. Nothing special about that other than it's to clip it. I boosted lows here. Here, I did another one, drive, bias, but I spread this about 75%. To have a little bit of width. Now, if I go into the pre-master, it's easily a low cut on the sides. So it just keeps the bass and sub mono throughout. And I have another wave shaper to supposedly clip. And then another EQ. I think it's to like keep the bass area clean while also boosting up the sub again. Another patcher, this time it's a stereo with it being panned slightly to the left, flipping it. I think this is because it was like stereo somewhere and it was offsetting something, so I just added stereo Pro Q3 before I did that. Then we go into the second chain, patcher. So a lot is going on. So this main thing is just a sub and this thing is just a high. So I cut it between the bands. So the sub is fine. I just boosted it and a bit of the mids. This right here is just me cutting at around here. A frequency shifter. So it has that little like girth or like tone in the lower area instead of like. And then I clipped it again. I added soothe. I probably didn't need it. And then a Pro Q3, which is just, I guess it's to keep it less white noisy. And then another wave shaper to clip it. I upped the sub again, clipped it again, practically did nothing with that one, I guess. And then I added a delay and a wave shaper. This is basically to, so if I needed to, which later in the track I do play around with delay time, It is basically to give it this sound. It's there to give it flow. Here is, because of all this, it sounds less like this and more like this. This white noise is just towel filter and an EQ on the lows. It adds a little bit of fuzz. It adds a little bit of background noise as well, even though it sounds fine as is. It adds a bit to the song. The drums are, I think this is the same hi-hat as before here. Yeah, so the hi-hat is the same. The kick is different. This is from my sample pack. And this is also from my sample pack. This is basically the meat of the drop, other than it being very offset. Every so often, the vocals come in. The midsection is basically a copy and paste. In this area, I added a new hi-hat, which was part of Beanie God's sample pack, which is really good for here. Oh yeah, this, I think it's stretched out a little bit. This is just buffer override shit. And that's it. If you like this breakdown, please stream my EP out on all platforms, Busted Speakers. Follow me and SHUTTLE Rex on all platforms and support me by purchasing my sample pack, which is
$20.
or subbing to me on my Patreon. And that's it. Have a good day.